Hello class, it's Miss Roberts here, and today I'm going to review several assignments. First, I'll show you where to find your group members, then I'll show you the group contract assignment, and finally I'll show you the group adventure meetup assignment. Let's begin. So let me go ahead and move myself over here a little bit. Now, this can change or the modules may vary, just depend on in future recordings if I made any changes. But normally we will have our module, assignments, and projects. So by now you might have seen the ebb and the flow of how the modules go, and each week we'll have about 1 to 2 modules pop up every week. Now, underneath projects, one of our first projects is to get to know one another, figure out our goals for the class, and our group contract assignment. Now let's go ahead and see where to find our group, where to find our group and our group list. So here we have the group information group list, and my apologies, you will see a page like this. In addition to the page, you will also see videos about groups creation and how to use collaboration. So that's 2 tools that Canvas is used for you guys to get together and exchange ideas. Now note, for the initial meeting, you can use the Canvas tools that I'm going to show you in a moment. But once you find out your information, exchange information, and get those details down, feel free to use other websites as well to collaborate. Also note that only the people in your group will be able to see what goes on, especially when I show you your own personal group Canvas page. However, I will have access to that information, such as if you send announcements, have discussions. So again, definitely use Canvas as a way to meet initially, and to make sure that, hey, you have each other's information. But if you do want to use a more private type of collaboration tool, feel free to do so. So next you have the group list. So you'll scroll down and see who is in your group. Then after you figure out who is in your group, you're going to go ahead and do the group contract. So for example, the group contract are 10 rules that you guys collaborate on, and you can also figure out, hey, here are some of the rules for communicating. Here are goals for making sure that everybody's on the same page. This is how we deal with conflicts. With the syllabus, you've already seen my rules for the class. Now you get to have your own rules for your group. So your group has their own dynamics and norms, and you're going to create 10 rules that each of your members should follow for their own guidelines. You can also create a fun team nickname for your group. So on the assignment, you're going to list your group members' names, and then you're going to have 10 guidelines and 10 rules for your group. So it's just a little disclaimer that because you collaborated on the group project, that you will abide by your own rules that you in turn create. Now, this assignment is designed for one person to upload. So one person can upload the assignment, and when I grade said assignment, the grade will apply for all group members. And if there's any conflicts, you can refer to your group members' own rules. So like I said before, the rules can be related to communication, how often you communicate, what happens when you can't get a hold of the person, what team meetings. You can talk about what are some of the consequences for not participating, whichever you want to do, but you're going to create your own code of conduct for your group. So before I go into the virtual group assignment, group project, I want to show you where to find your groups. Now I do have it on instructor view, so it's going to look slightly different than what you guys are going to be doing. But if you see people, you're going to click on that tab and you're going to be able to find groups. And this is what it's going to look like. So on my end, because I'm the instructor, I'm able to see everybody's names. So on the Everyone tab, I have access to everyone's names, and I was able to put you guys into groups. So you'll find your group, and then you'll find your name in addition to the name of your group members. Now on this side tab here, you'll be able to visit your group's home page. So I'm going to create a test group right here so I can show you the home page. So this is me on the back end. So this is a test homepage, test group. It has no students in it, but I want to show you what your group's homepage is going to look like. So notice that you have a space for announcements. You can create your own pages. You can create your own discussions, share files, and work on collaborations. So each group will have its own mini Canvas page. So just to let you know, you can especially have those initial announcements saying like, hey, this is where we are, and exchange information. Also note that only myself and the people in your group have access to this information. The rest of your classmates does not have this information. And if you want, you can still use these tools to continue to collaborate throughout the semester, or you can use this as an initial meeting place and use other collaboration tools. Okay. So just to backtrack here, you have the modules. You first find where you are, where your group members are, and you can go to the People tab to find excuse me, to find your group page. I created a group page or a test page right here just to show you what that looks like. And then once you do that, you want to get started on the actual project. Pardon me. So for the first project, you're going to meet up either in person or virtually to get to know each other better. Now, this is an asynchronous course. It might be a little bit harder to meet in person, so feel free to meet on a platform such as Zoom or any other platform where you're able to come together, talk to one another, and do an icebreaker. So you're going to have an icebreaker activity, or if you decide to meet up in person, figure out an activity where at least for an hour or so you get to spend time with each other, talk to each other, and outline plans for your group. So in your paper, you're going to collaborate on the paper, so that's pretty much how you're going to submit your group projects. So just like the contract assignment, you're going to collaborate. One person uploads, so that doesn't mean one person does the paper. One person uploads. So you still want to collaborate on each assignment. So here is the paper format. So you're going to use your subtitles below. So your subtitles will include introduction, details about the adventure, goals for the group, so more detailed goals for the group, strategies for a successful experience in the course, and your conclusion. So in the introductory paragraph, you're going to tell us your group name. So just in that group contract, you get to create a fun little nickname for your group members, list who you are, and just give a brief overview of the goals for your group. Then you're going to talk about the virtual adventure or the in-person adventure. So what was your group member meeting like? What were some of the icebreakers that you used? Did you get to know each other better? What were some things you learned about each other? So for the next section of your paper, you're going to talk about the goals for the group itself. So we just took a bunch of individuals, you guys, shook you up, and put you guys into a group. So in the semester, you're going to learn how individuals turn from a group to a team. So one way for us to do that is to get on one accord of what are some of our goals. So why did you guys decide to take the small group communication course in the first place? What are some of the skills that you want to learn from this course? And how would you use these skills for future careers or future classes? So hopefully the takeaway from this experience in this class is that you can use what you learned for other contexts. Then you're going to talk about strategies for a successful experience. So now that you met virtually or in person, totally up to you, you're going to begin to bond and tell us how you guys as a group plan to be successful in the course. Now, if this is a asynchronous course, some of the challenges will be that we don't see each other in person. So we have to make time to meet. You have to make time to figure out, okay, how do we compromise and collaborate in a class that doesn't have regular meeting times, for example. How are you going to be successful in the course? How are you going to be successful in working on projects together? How are you going to deal with conflicts? Those are some of the things that you can explore and kind of use this paper also as the extension of that group contract. Like, how do we figure out how to put all these people who probably don't know each other, they become a group for the sake of this class. You're going to be going through your projects as a unit and finishing this class as a unit. So just an overview. Oh, excuse me. Before that overview, you're just going to give a conclusion, give an overview of what you learned in the adventure. So whatever you decide to do, either meet in person or virtually, give an overview of the adventure and what the group gained from experience. So because this is a collaborative paper, make sure to divide the workload, work together to talk about your experience. Just to recap, you're going to give an introduction of your group name, and just an overview of the goals for your group. Details about the adventure, what were some icebreakers, what were some of the activities that you did. You're going to have a more detailed version of the goals for the group. Why did you guys decide to take this class in the first place? What are some of the skills you want to gain? What are some of the strategies? How do you plan to make this a really good experience? And then just give an overview of what you learned in the adventure and what did the group gain from your virtual or in-person experience. Just like before, all of you collaborate on the paper, but one person uploads. Once I grade that paper, that grade will apply to all of the group members. So because I have you guys set up on the back end in groups, I'm able to do that process a lot easier. Okay? So thank you so much for being in the class. I can't wait to hear about your adventures and your strategies for doing on the course. Please let me know if you have any questions or if you need any additional assistance with the project. Thank you so much, and I will be hearing from you soon. You'll be hearing from me soon. Thank you so much. Bye.